Hello, hello, hello. Hi, YouTube. Hi, everybody out there. This is me, Emily McHugh, coming to you live for 444 Momentum Monday, coming to you every Monday, and usually on Facebook, in my Facebook group, Supercharged with Emily, that I invite you to join and be a part of, and also to visit my website, superchargedwithemily.com, where I share insights for people who are new to business, starting in business, and need guidance and direction and clarity in order to achieve your entrepreneurial goals or to support you on your entrepreneurial journey. And I like to come in here and share some tips. Every Sunday, I actually have my Supercharged Sunday program where I interview someone from my group, and that's usually over on Facebook. That's coming to YouTube very soon. But today I wanted to share a quick tip with you to help you gain momentum through your week. And today's tip is based on a book that I'm currently reading called Tiny Habits by Stanford professor B.J. Fogg. And this is the book, you can see it, Tiny Habits, and it says the small changes that change everything. And so in business, I had shared last week that many times people don't notice their progress or don't appreciate their progress because it's small or it's imperceptible, or maybe it's so slow that they don't realize that it's actually happening. And that's a similar thing with the habits that we form, that sometimes we don't even realize what we're doing, but it's having an impact, and it's having a major impact long term. In this particular book, the whole idea is that there's a formula to creating behavior, and you can really control or have an impact over the behaviors that you have, whether they're good or bad. And so the formula for this that is laid out in this book is called B for behavior equals motivation and ability and a prompt. So BMAP. So there's my light thing looking weird. All right, guys, hope you can see me. Okay, I hope so. All right, bear with me if it's fuzzy. As long as you can hear me, it will get better. The quality will improve, I promise. But anyway, just focus on the message here. So your behavior equals the motivation and the ability and a prompt. So it is the desire to want to change or do something coupled with the ability to actually do it, and then a prompt, some kind of indicator or a trigger to say, it's time to do this, whether you set an alarm or whatever it is, a reminder that there's a particular activity that you want to engage in or do. And when you make it easy to do a habit, you're more than likely to do it. When you make it easy to do a behavior, it's easier to make it become a habit. And in fact, that is what he writes here. Let me see if I can read it. So, a behavior happens when the three elements of MAP, motivation, ability, and prompt, come together at the same moment. Motivation is your desire to do the behavior, ability is your capacity to do the behavior, and a prompt is your cue to do the behavior. Okay, so that's pretty much what I was just sharing with you. And the other thing I want to share, people change best by feeling good, not by feeling bad. So if you want to have a change of something that really makes it, that's better. Oh, that's a lot better. I think so, a little bit better, a lot better than it was. Okay, it's always a test with the lights. All right, so if you want someone to change your behavior, like if you have a teenage child or you have somebody and you want them to make their bed, or you want them to do something that they really don't want to do, by beating them up about it, like, if you don't make your bed, this, that, and the other, it's always a threat and it's always a negative scenario, they'll never want to make that bed. So how can you be more creative, making them feel better about themselves by doing it? Now, I don't know if I have an answer for you about the bed, but that's something for you to go think about. But the whole idea is people need to feel better. So let's say that you do want to create a new habit. It needs to be something you want to do, you're able to do, and you have the prompt to do. So for me, I like learning new things. I like being exposed to new things. So I've started Bhangra dancing, and I'm going to be sharing some of my Bhangra videos. So you stay tuned for that. So I'm starting out. So my new habit is to do that twice a day. in the morning, in the evening. And if I'm not physically running through it, I may run through the routine in my mind and mentally go through it. So I'm creating the habit of doing that, incorporating into my life. Because why? I don't really like doing a lot of exercise. I don't like running to the gym. Those aren't things that I enjoy. But I love doing mangra. So I get my cardio workout. I get to do the exercise. I get to learn a new routine. And it's a lot of fun. So it becomes an easier habit. So a habit is easier to do, a behavior is easier to do, or a habit is easier to form if it's easy to do. So when you make it easier to do, even though what you're doing may be involved. So my Bhangra routine, I have to still learn the steps, I have to still practice and do those things. But I know the result is positive, is very positive, and I enjoy the process as well. So when you make it more easy to do. So in business, what can you do to make something that maybe you consider a drudgery more easy, more fun for you? So it becomes a positive habit that moves you forward to something that you enjoy. How do you couple it with something that you look forward to doing? So I would give the example of doing the dishes. The mundane task of doing the dishes. How do I make doing the dishes more fun? Well, I use dishwashing liquid that I like, that smells really good, that when I smell it, I'm like, oh, I really like that. And so I enjoy using that. It's kind of engages your tactile senses, your sense of smell and so forth. So that is motivated. Then I also like to keep beautiful orchids by my windowsill in front of my sink. Here is an example of one. And these just came out this spring. I didn't just go and buy them like this. They come out every year. They bloom right on the windowsill. So what a blessing. It makes doing dishes not a chore, but kind of fun. So have something beautiful to look at. So I have the smell, I have the eyes, it's something gorgeous. And so it makes that chore less of a chore. That's one example. Another example is hydration, keeping yourself hydrated. So I have this beautiful bottle from Sona Ross Marketing Solutions, drink more water. And I keep this on my desk. I refresh it every day. I get it, and I know that I have a fresh bottle of water to drink. I don't have to run to the kitchen every 5 minutes to go get water because I know I have it right here. And that's really great. So that helps make it simple. That makes it easy. It gives me the motivation to stay hydrated because it's accessible and easy. So those are the kinds of things you want to think of. What are the obstacles in the way of you achieving what you want to do with your business that are simple things that you could overcome? And I want you to try to identify a habit that you could use. Is it a matter of being more consistent about a specific thing? Being consistent about your bookkeeping, about your marketing outreach, about your daily posting in some kind of social media platform, or executing your marketing strategy holistically, not just randomly. And being true to that. And by so doing, you develop the habit of consistency and the habit of the discipline to ultimately see that long-term benefit. So I encourage you to think of that. Think about what is that thing that you need to challenge? What is that thought process that needs to be re-examined? Let me see if I can leave you with one more thing before we go today. And one more tip that he shares in the book is the amount you have. Okay, so this is about the amount of motivation or ability to do something. The amount of that thing you have of one affects the amount you need of the other. So if you have a certain amount of motivation or a certain amount of ability or a certain amount of prompt to do certain things, that will also affect your executing out on that habit. So how motivated are you? Okay, how much is your desire? How strong is your ability? If you have great motivation but not much ability, then you might need to work on your ability or adjust something so that your behavior can happen. I think you understand what I'm saying. But anyway, this is the book again, Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. I recommend it. I'm also reading the book Atomic Habits, which I'm kind of, well, we'll soon start reading it. That's going to be next. but that's what I'm reading. So what are you reading that's helping you make some new changes with your business? Share it with me, share it in the comments, and you can look for me here on Momentum Mondays. I have, of course, as I said before, Supercharged Sundays, and you can read more on my blog posts at superchargedwithemily.com. And I look forward to seeing you soon. And in the meantime, stay supercharged and form a nice new habit. Okay.